Hi, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope that you all are doing well. So, today's message will be about the blame game. And we know that, we like to blame others. Um, People like to blame us for a lot of things, why we did do something, why we didn't do something, why we couldn't do something, why we shouldn't do something. And the list goes on. But, God, wants us to be in a place of, to stop with the blame game. You know what I mean? You can't do this because they were doing that. You didn't have this because of them. You know what I mean? And God is saying, we have to start taking responsibility and accountability for ourselves and our own actions, the things that we have done and the places where we have fallen short. You know what I mean? Places where it is our fault, the places where we are just being disobedient, or the places where, we needed help and we didn't accept that help, or places that we needed help and we just needed to wait just a little bit longer, those type of things. God is saying, it is time to stop playing the blame game, and it is time to take responsibility and accountability for your actions and where you are, those type of things. So the scripture I have for this, it is Romans 12:14 and 12. And this is the NIV version, and it reads, "So then each of us will give in an account of ourselves to God." So, that's pretty much saying, we are going to live this life. We are going to go through trials. We are going to go through tribulations. We are just going to go through life in general. And we always try to do the blame game about other people, what they're doing, what they're not doing, this and that. But God is saying the most important thing that we are the most important thing that we are going to have to remember, and we're going to have to understand, when everything is said and done, we are going to be standing in front of the Lord in judgment. And we are not going to be able to blame anybody. God's going to say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why did you say this? Or why did you say that? And, we're not going to be able to be in a place of, they did this or they did that. I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. There is not going to be any room for the blame game. You know what I mean? God is saying, if he has given you something to do, you are to do it. If God doesn't want you doing a certain thing, or even if you are talking a certain way, gossiping, slandering people, all these other things with your mouth, and that that isn't right, you have to take accountability for that, because God is saying there's nobody you're going to be able to blame for the things that you are doing. And God is saying you have to take responsibility. That's the only way you are going to fix the problem, is first recognizing it and then accepting it, so that you can move on, and so that you can move forward. Because no one, for the most part, no one can make you do anything that you don't want to do. We all have a choice. Even with God, we have a choice to serve him or to not serve him. So, if we have a choice with God, first off, that means we have a choice with people. We have a choice in this world. We have a choice, you know, anywhere, on jobs, or, wherever it is for you. That means we have a choice. So we have to get into a place, when we are going through things, we have to stop blaming people for everything, because it takes two to tango. Okay? It takes two to be in a situation, for things to happen, arguments, situations, whatever it is. It takes two. So we have to be in a place of being able to, you know accept and take accountability for our actions and our parts, and when we have fallen. And by us doing this, and this is not saying that we're weak and we're giving the other person a pass. Is no, it's understanding. That's wisdom, being humble enough to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Or you know what, that's my bad. I could have handled that just a little bit different. I could have been, more understanding. I could have been just a little bit more patient. I could have been just a little bit more understanding. I could have communicated better. You know what I mean? Whatever it is or whatever it can be, we have to take responsibility for the situations, and we have to stop acting like the victim in every situation. If you notice, if you are in a situation and you keep going through it over and over with different people but the same thing, 9 times out of 10 it's you in the situations. If you're going through the same thing with all these people, you have to sit back and say, why is this happening? Or why does this keep happening? Or why are they doing this? Or why are they doing that? Getting an understanding and taking that, initiative to get to the bottom of it. If you can't understand, if you're doing something wrong, and be able to accept, maybe I'm the toxic one. Or maybe I was wrong. Or maybe I could have handled that better. Or maybe I shouldn't even have been in that situation. Or maybe that wasn't my business and I shouldn't even been over there. Things like that. Just taking accountability so that we can learn. Once we learn, we gain wisdom. And once we gain wisdom, we are to apply that to our lives so that we can go forth. That's why God gives us wisdom. We don't go and go through things in this world to not apply them. You know what I mean? God gives us wisdom. That's what we need to live, to go forward in this world. So he is giving it to us, and God needs us to exercise our wisdom and operate in wisdom when we are going through situations, and being able to recognize when we are wrong. When we have wisdom and when we are humble enough to say, you know what, I can do better. I can always do better. Being able to receive constructive criticism and being able to see, where you can improve yourself and where you are wrong and where you need to do better. God can work with people like that. Because people that are prideful and they're not humble, we know that pride comes before destruction. God cannot work with a hardened heart or a boastful heart, because they know it all. They don't need no help. They self-made. They man-made. I did this. I did that. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't believe in this. Or what? You know what I mean? All that. God can't work with people like that. God is saying, my bad. Hold on. Well, wait a minute. You don't need me. Hold on. You self-made, right? You doing all this stuff on your own. You made this happen, right? You made that happen. You did this. You did that. Hold on. You don't need me, right? Hold on. No. You don't need me. You got this, right? The pride comes before destruction. And many times God will let somebody fall just so that they can learn their lesson of, you are not God. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We are to put God first. And then he exalts us. He rises us. He promotes us. You know what I mean? We always have to remember God comes first in every situation, everything that we do. We are nothing without God. As many times people will, be with God, God this, God that, you know what I mean? And then he starts to elevate you, and then you forget about him and say, I'm self-made. I did this, or I did that, or God ain't really did this for me. I got up and did this, and I got up and did that, and I. God was saying, before this, it was we. And God is like, it's I now. Just I. God is saying, he doesn't want you to be in a place where you forget him. Because then you can start blaming other people. Well, they didn't do this, and they didn't do that, and they didn't do. And God was like, that's not going to matter. Did you do what I told you to do? Are you in the place? Are you being obedient? And are you trusting me? And are you doing what needs to be done and what's required of you? Playing the blame game on that part is not going to work. Because God's saying that had nothing to do with you. That had nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? So we have to stop playing the blame game and, every parts of our lives. If we know where we are supposed to be doing a thing, or if we're not supposed to be doing something, we are to stick with it. Obedience, consistency. God wants us to be in a place of, okay, you can trust me. I can be obedient. I will take accountability for my actions. You know what I mean? Even if you're not even wrong in the situation, say, yes, Lord, I understand. I understand that this was not my fault. You know what I mean? I can understand that, whatever it is. So God is saying, it's time to stop playing the blame game and step up. Step up and go forth. Be able to learn. Be able to be teachable. Be able to be able to be willing to be taught, to learn new things. We do not know it all, and we are definitely not self-made. Okay, so with that being said, as we go forth, always remember, you know what I mean? We cannot play the blame game when it comes down to God, because we are accountable for our own lives. We are accountable for the things that we do, how we react, how we respond, for the things that we do, for the things that we say. We are accountable for them. We either choose to do it or we don't. So we have to remember that, in every situation. Remember, I'm in control of me, meaning how you respond and how you react to things. You know what I mean? And taking accountability for when you're wrong and when you fall, and being able to move forth in that, okay? And we have to stop being so judgy and stop being so finicky and so, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. We got to come together in love. And I know it's hard, and I know it's difficult, and I know it's, bittersweet thing. People hurt. We've all been through things, and we just don't want to. Sometimes we just don't want to fight no more with people, and we just don't even want to keep going through the situation. In some situations we are to leave alone, but then there's other situations where God is saying, just be patient with one another, or just show love. That's the only way that you're going to get through this situation. We have to come together in love and unity, with what's going on right now. That's the only way we're going to make it. And people's lives and lifestyles, we are not going to like. I mean, at all. And it's not our point, and it's not our place to judge nobody. Our place is to love them through their situation and whatever they're going through, and keep it moving, keep it pushing, and just keep going. If they need help, or if you need help, whatever it is, you help where you can and move on. Because life, you trying to play the blame game in life, you're just going to get behind. You're going to stay behind. Oh, I didn't go to college because I had to do this. I had to take care of that. Or I had to get rid of this because they didn't want me to do that. Or I couldn't do this because they was doing this and doing that. And God is like, okay. You can't do all this stuff because of other people. It's like, what can you do? What can you do? And I know when it's something that we really, really want to do, I'm telling you, we make time to get up and go do it. We make time and arrangements and move things around to get to where we want to do. You know what I mean? It's something that we are passionate about. We gonna find a way. We ain't gonna make no excuses. We ain't gonna make no blames. We ain't gonna play no blame games. We gonna get up and get it. Versus it's something that we're afraid to do, or we really don't want to do, or we just like, I don't know. We gonna be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't move because of that, or I can't do this because they're not gonna like this, or I can't stop being this person's friend, or I can't have this type of money. I can't give them this or that. And God is saying, enough is enough. Quit with the blame game and take responsibility. We have to grow up. We have to grow up where we need to grow up in all situations. We can take this, the good, the bad, the ugly, the uncomfortable, the iffy, even where we don't understand fully. We have to take responsibility and to move forward. And God is saying, now is the time. You've learned enough. You need to put your wisdom into play so that you can go forward and get out of those same cycles of being stuck and going around and around and around. He's giving you the wisdom to get out. And what he's saying is the blame game is keeping a lot of people in a circle of, I can't stop this addiction. I can't stop drinking. I can't stop smoking. Oh, I smoke because people get on my nerves. Or I drink because my nerves is bad. Or I take pills because I can't take it. And God is saying, no, you do it because you like it. You do it because you want to. You do it because you fiend for it. But we use things like that to say, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I can't handle this. And God is saying, you can't handle yourself. That's why I'm saying, give it to me. Come on. Bring me your burdens because even you can't handle it. That's why you're drinking, and that's why you're smoking or taking pills or whatever you're doing. You can't handle this on your own. That's why God is saying, leave it at the altar. Lay it down. Come and bring it to me. I'm able to help you. Stop playing the blame game and let's get real. God is saying, once you get real with yourself, that's when I can help you. Admitting, the first step of recovery is admitting you have a problem. Once you admit you have a problem, you have an issue, you have an addiction, you have a whatever, God is saying, now I can help you. Even being depressed, suicidal, whatever it is, God is saying you have to admit and stop playing the blame on other people. Yes, things happen. You went through life. We understand. No one's discrediting that you have had a hard life. No one's saying that. But God is saying, stop blaming them. We understand. God's going to deal with them. But God is saying, I need you to stop playing the blame game and to accept where you are and take responsibility and accountability of where you are. So you can come to me and I can help you. You can't be self-made out here in this world. You're not going to make it. You are not going to make it being self-made. We have to be God-made out here. Because we can't, if God made us to handle all these things, what do we need him for? We don't need him. If we can be super humans, super mom, super dad, super sister, super cousins, whatever, we wouldn't need God. But God is saying he knows that, we're in this world for a period of time. We are to be in this world and not of this world. The things that happen in this world are bigger than us, bigger than we can understand, bigger than we can even fathom. So God is saying, bring it to me and allow me to do what I do, because the fight that he has, you know what I mean? He's fighting for us. So we don't have to fight. We don't have to fight ourselves. We don't have to fight other people. Aren't you tired of fighting with yourself? Every day you wake up, I don't like this, or I don't like that. I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I feel like this, or I feel like that, or I'll never be able to do this, and I never be able to do that. Oh, I'm like this because my mama did this, or my daddy did that. They left me here. He did this, he did that. This woman, this and that. And God is saying, are you done? Are you done yet? Are you done so that you can move forward? Because you playing the blame game, this right here, this is what you're doing. Circle, circle, circle. And God is saying, if you would just stop playing the blame game and accept, yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm depressed. Or yes, I'm suicidal. Or yes, I have an addiction. Yes, I have a problem. God is saying, you have now acknowledged that there is an issue. You are now accepting you need help. You are now able to take accountability for where you are and for your actions. And God is saying, that's all I needed. That is all I needed. For you to get out of this and for you to get away from this and quit this addiction, that is all I needed from you. I just needed you to open your heart to me. God works with that when we are wholeheartedly and when we are real. We don't have to be out here trying to fake the funk with God because He already know. He already know what we gonna do, what we gonna say, how we gonna say it, when we gonna say it. But God just wants to know, can you be real with me? God already knows your heart. He's just sitting back looking like, okay, let's see what she gonna say this time. We can fake the funk with people out here all day long. Yeah, I got this, or I got that, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And God is like, oh, okay, well, okay. With God, we gotta be honest. We gotta be true. That's the only way you gonna get through it. You feel like, I can't make it without this. I need this. And God is saying you don't need it. I've got you. But I need you to be real with yourself and stop acting like ain't nothing wrong, or stop acting like you can take on the world. You're not a Superman. You're not Superwoman. We need God in every situation because without Him, we're nothing. We will be dead spiritually and then physically. Excuse me. And what fun is it being in this world being dead? I'm telling you, it is no fun not having God, the presence of the Lord, and just not being able to get close to God and being stuck in this world. That is the most horrible feeling that you can have because you feel like you're alone. You feel like no one is there for you. No one can help you. You feel like everybody turning on you, everybody doing this and everybody doing that. It makes you depressed. But God is saying, if you would just come to me, I am not like man. I am not a man that I shall lie. My ways are greater than any other ways. He says that, human help is worthless. So we need Him. Yeah, we may be able to get ahead with people if they got connections doing this and doing that. Yeah, but He's saying, you need me to elevate. And we have to remember that with a humble heart. And we have to go forward in love and try not to be frustrated, but in reality, we're going to be frustrated. We're going to be irritated, and we're going to be like, I don't want to do this. We may be like, this is stupid. But God is saying what's stupid to you, but to me, it's a major thing. This is something that's going to change your whole life. And sometimes you can't see that and you can't accept it because where you are here. And God is saying, it's not other people stopping you from getting to where you need to be, but it's you. It's you. Well, I couldn't do this because I was taking care of these people, or I was doing this and I was doing that. And God is saying, for some of us, it was never about them people. It was your mind that kept you where you were. It was your attitude, your bitterness, your lack of self-control, your lack of obedience. That's why you are where you are. You can't listen. You can't take instructions. You're always combative. You're always trying to be sneaky or manipulative in situations, whatever it is. And God is saying, no, it wasn't them. They were reacting to what you were doing. That's why people do you like that, because of how you are. Okay? So recognizing where you are and who you are and being, even if you don't like it, we have to stop playing the blame game and accept where we are in our actions, good or bad. It don't matter. The bad, you know what I mean? We learn from it so we can do better, which makes us good. As long as we turn from our wicked ways, repent and go forward, that's all we need. And God is saying that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Are you ready to move on with your life? Are you ready to move on? I'm waiting. He probably sitting up there with his cup of coffee and tea like, are you done yet? It's past time. You 2 years, you 5 years behind. Come on. Oh, there go another day. 2 more days. Oh, there's a whole nother. Look, she over there all in day business. Look, she all over here worrying about Sue, Sally, and Joe. She over here doing all this work. I didn't tell her to go over there. Oh, she doing, look, I told her not to spend that money. Look, okay. That's another paycheck down. Okay. Gotta have this. That was the money I gave you for your business, but you done went over there and then gave it to somebody else. That's another day down. Another paycheck gone. Okay. Maybe the next one. I've been speaking to her. I've been giving her signs. She ain't listening. What's she doing? Oh, she got a paycheck again. Oh, she done went out and spent it on something else. Oh, okay. Now she crying, saying she can't get to where she want to be. But I didn't gave her. She didn't spent about 3 checks. She could have been opened that business by now. Or she could have been left this man. Or she could have been got this new car. Or she could have been fixed her credit. But she got all these purses and bags and snacks and goodies and shoes. Maybe the next check she'll do it. God is saying, come on. We got to stop playing the blame game. We got to get it together, okay? So with that being said, I love you guys. Remember, God is love. People are not love. People reciprocate love. You know what I mean? God is love. Remember that. And just because people treat you crappy, and people treat you like you're nothing, or people just treat you in a bad way, or talk about you or slanderize you, whatever it is, that's not who God is. And it don't matter who you are. You can be a preacher, a pastor, a minister, churchgoers. It don't matter. We have to understand people are people. They got emotions. They're going to feel how they feel. And they're still going to be fleshly because they got flesh. Just because they're at a certain place or a certain position or a certain title, that does not exempt them from the things of this world. But yes, we are held at a higher standard because we are representing God. But you have to understand that people have flesh. Yes, you will be tested. And sometimes some people going to react. That's just what it is. You can't go around thinking you can do people any kind of way and you just going to get away with it. Okay? So with that being said, remember that, meditate on that, and you guys have a nice day. That's it. Until next time. Bye.